We're back now. We got Mario's Barn. Mario's Barn's down a little bit. Canadian Titan raced good last night. Third, beat 2 lengths, trotted 57-3, maybe beat a length, I'm not sure. She raced really well out of the 9-hole. Even Mario said he thinks she's more comfortable following and attacking, so probably like to be second or third over with her next week in the final. I think she's sitting on a big mile, this filly, come next week. Classic Con, we opted to turn him out. He just looked immature, right? He just didn't look like he was ready to be a racehorse physically. And mentally he seemed fine, but physically he just didn't seem like he was ready. So we did what we were supposed to do. We gave him a little more time off. And during strength, ran a huge mile last night, considering how the scope looked after. Tons of mucus, even a little bit of red stuff, a little bit of blood, and a lot of redness in his throat and constriction. So considering he tried a mile 58 and finished 4th in the elimination, the semifinal, I think we can have him cleaned up for the final. This colt's sitting on a big mile, I think. Don't think we can beat up on Safdie's colt. That thing looks real good. Good for Ed Piccone. Nice guy. Him and I think his brother Wade, I think it's his brother. Wade lives in Prince Edward Island, obviously where I'm from, and owns a piece of this colt. He looked some kind of good last night. I looked over my shoulder and I saw him coming. He was quiet and content. He just kind of loafed up, attacked, beat them up, and went home and looked really good doing it. Frontier Cruise finished 3rd the other night. Kind of got a crappy trip. He gets stuffed in the 2-hole behind a bad horse, and he stopped in his face. Travis got him out, and he was a closing 3rd. Somebody asked, when's he done? He just keeps getting better. So I did enter him in the... I'll talk about that in a minute, too. I'll tell you every horse I entered in the Autumn or the Harvest Series. The Autumn Series, I believe, take place at Flamborough in London, and the Harvest Series at Mohawk. I did enter Frontier Cruise in the Harvest Series. I said I wouldn't. I wasn't a fan of it, but when I watched that horse race last night, he showed me more in defeat than he had in victory the week before. Really impressed with what I saw from Frontier Cruise. Inland Beach, she's done for the year. She made just enough not to make the Autumn Series on the B track. I didn't want to subject her to those fillies in the Harvest Series, so we opted to turn her out. Let her grow up, and we'll bring her back for probably mid to end February. Racing, I mean. Miss Brampton Beast, put her in the Harvest Series. A little deflated that she didn't make her way into the semifinals. I think she was sitting on a good mile. She'll race next week for Mario on the non-winners of 2, and then she'll be right into the Harvest Series at Mohawk mid-October. Sunshine and Shade is racing Monday. Now, the great thing about Sunshine and Shade, I entered him in the Harvest Series because I believe a couple of starts and he'll be ready for them, but it'll be a great tune-up for the drop down into the Autumn Series, which he also fits. Get the hiccups. Which he also fits. So Sunshine and Shade will have a start or 2, race in the Harvest Series. We'll use him accordingly. And if he can race well in the final, great. If he gets in the final, great. If not, it'll be a great prep race for the drop down into the Autumn Series. So probably 5 starts left for Sunshine and Shade this year. Wiggle Delight. Her mile was good last night. 54-3 last quarter, 27-3. I thought she could have done a little more. She looks okay. You know, when she's on her game, she looks great. When she's not, she just looks so-so. I thought she looked so-so last night, but her line would suggest she looked a little better than I thought she did. We entered her into the Harvest Series also. So that's Mario's Barn. I'll be back in a minute. I'll tell you who we entered or where we entered. Some of Harry's horses who are coming up.